Hey, this is Mike, ᴶᴵᴰᴆ Vinyl. I'm doing a video. This is Metal Part 2, pickups for May, and let's just get right into it. I bought a bunch of records in May, and I think I got some good ones. I'm continuing to buy the Saxon albums from Music on Vinyl. I think I only need maybe 2 more. Solid Ball of Rock, I think I still need. I think Lionheart maybe would be the other one that came out on Music on Vinyl in these, 1,000 presses of colored vinyl, numbered series of basically all of the stuff from the 90s and early 2000s that these guys released. It's really cool that they're doing this. I don't know if any other label would be doing something like this for these guys. These albums are probably not really high on anybody's lists, or at least not a lot of people anyway. I don't hear people even talking about these in the VC much, people who are picking these versions up. So yeah, pick these up. They're really fun. Saxon is just a solid, new wave of British heavy metal band. They were, waving the flag of heavy metal all the way through the 90s and the 2000s up until today. They never really stopped putting out albums through that whole period, from the early 80s to today. And I also picked up the album that came out right before the new one. This is the Carpe Diem. This is the 2022 release. And same thing here, 2022, Saxon's making solid heavy metal. Really good stuff. I ended up getting this used, like for 20 bucks. I thought that was really cool. It was never high on my list, but when you find stuff in the bins that is, kind of peripherally what you're looking for, it's hard to pass this stuff up when you see it, especially at 20 bucks, as this album was going for like 30 or higher new, and it never really dropped. So finding it 20 bucks used was a no-brainer. The next 2 albums I picked up are from my favorite melodic death metal band, and that is ᴶᴬᴁᴱᴼ. They continue to release the discography on vinyl, so these are all reissues. I don't know, some of these may not have ever been on vinyl or very limited runs when they came out, so this was really cool that they are continuing to release these all the way up to their, at least these next 2 albums. I don't know if they're coming out with any more after this, but this one is a must-have in my opinion. Sworn to a Great Divide. This album is great. Probably the last of their best stuff in my opinion. And the Panic Broadcast I also picked up. This album though, when I first heard this album back when it came out in 2010, and I did listen to it, I kind of was like, oh, new ᴶᴬᴁᴱᴼ, and I started streaming it, and just it didn't hit me like the old stuff did, or up to a Sworn to the Great Divide stuff. So I don't know that I could fully recommend this album, but I'm going to keep listening to it and see if it gets better. But I would say that this is kind of where the quality drop-off kind of is, in my opinion anyway, for ᴶᴬᴁᴱᴼ. They're still a great band, but I think that, I don't know if it was Burnout or Night Flight Orchestra, doing that stuff, just writing tons and tons of songs. I don't know kind of what happened with this album, but I think in my opinion, everything up to a Sworn to the Great Divide, including Sworn, is better than everything kind of that they've released recently. Even the new album didn't hit me as hard as the early stuff, but I think I'm kind of rediscovering the early stuff right now, and I'm really listening to that more. So when I'm going to go back and listen to ᴶᴬᴁᴱᴼ, I'm probably going to want to listen to stuff that I haven't listened to much. So maybe these newer albums will pop out a little bit later. But as far as first listens, I would recommend the earlier stuff. But still, I love ᴶᴬᴁᴱᴼ. I don't think this is a bad album. I just don't think the quality is as high as their other stuff.
Building knowledge, gaining strength, upon the jackal.
And the next three albums, these guys in the early 2000s, in 2005, 7, and 10, these guys released 3 albums on Metal Blade. And this is a Florida melodic death metal band. Basically took that early In Flames sound and kind of ran with it, into the 2000s. And they wrote some really great stuff. I mean, In Flames, ᴂᴬᵁᴬᴸ, any of those early pioneers of the Gothenburg sound, even at the gates would just love to have these riffs on these 3 albums because these riffs are fantastic. The label M Theory released all the discography of this band on colored vinyl and I think black vinyl. But the colored vinyl was limited to 300 copies per of these colors anyway. So really, really, really great stuff from Absence here. This is From Your Grave. The first song on here is amazing. Any of those early Gothenburg bands, they would love to have had these riffs. And this is more of like the earlier sounds of In Flames and At the Gates and stuff like that. This is more of an At the Gates sound, I guess, because there's no clean vocals and the choruses aren't sung with clean vocals. So it's not Soilwork style or mid-years In Flames style or even the new In Flames style. This is kind of like more of the early Gothenburg stuff where, there was the melody and the riffs and the choruses were melodic, but they weren't being sung cleanly yet. And these guys took off and did that on all 3 of these albums. They did a fantastic job as well. And I also got Riders of the Plague, another excellent album from them on the gold, I guess they call it Tiger Eye. So really, really good stuff here. They had a deal at M Theory. I got an email that said you can get all 3 for $75 and $8 shipping. So it was about $27 an album, which I think these are going for about $30, $35 at the stores. And this is the final one. This is Enemy Unbound. And they just released a new album too. So I think after, people are kind of rediscovering this stuff. So it's kind of cool that people are finding this and enjoying it. And yeah, this is really, really great. Like I said, melodic death metal in the vein of early In Flames, early At the Gates, and just like, the quality is there too. Like the riffing and the melodies are all in there, and really, really good stuff from the Absence. All right, that's the end of this video. I'm gonna do one more video with some more stuff with the last of the metal that I bought. And thank you for watching. Like, subscribe, comment.